The slap cracked across the chandelier-lit dining room so sharply that even the pianist stopped playing. Conversations died. In the center of the room, a young Latina waitress named Alina Vega stood frozen, one hand pressed to her burning cheek, while a wealthy woman in a red designer dress glared at her. Alina's only mistake had been catching the woman's handbag before it slipped from a chair. But the moment her fingers touched the leather, the woman spun around and struck her. No one moved. Then the woman's husband rose, stared at Alina's face, and went pale. He knew her, and the reason why would change everything. Before we continue, if you believe kindness still matters in a world that judges people too quickly, please like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to Loyal Hearts, and tell us where you're watching from today. Your city, your country, or the little town you call home. We love seeing how far these stories travel. Alina was 26 and knew what it meant to survive quietly. She worked double shifts at the Bellavere Hotel, where guests often spent more on dinner than she earned in a week. Rosa had a serious heart condition. Matteo needed new school shoes, and the rent was late again. She had left nursing school after her father died to keep her family afloat. Every day she pinned on her name tag and hid exhaustion behind a patient smile. That evening, the hotel ballroom hosted a charity dinner for wealthy donors. Alina was assigned to serve Celeste Harrow and her husband Adrian. Celeste was polished, beautiful, and unhappy with everything. The wine was too warm, the flowers smelled too strong, the service was too slow. Alina apologized each time. Adrian barely spoke. Near the end of dinner, Celeste stood to greet another guest. Her beige designer handbag, balanced carelessly on the back of her chair, began to slide. Alina caught it instinctively and placed it safely on the table. Celeste turned at that exact moment. Her expression hardened. She accused Alina of touching what did not belong to her, and hinted that she might have been trying to look inside. Alina explained that she had only saved it from falling, but Celeste's anger moved faster than reason. The slap landed before Alina could finish. The sting was nothing compared with the humiliation. Alina wanted to cry, but she thought of Rosa's medicine, Matteo's school, and the overdue rent. One complaint from a major donor could cost her job. So she lowered her hand, swallowed her tears, and apologized for the misunderstanding. That was when Adrian stood so abruptly his chair scraped across the marble. He stared at Alina, then at the silver pendant around her neck, a tiny sunburst with one broken point. His face drained of color. 15 years earlier, during a winter storm outside Santa Pilar, Adrian's car had skidded from a narrow road, rolled into a ditch, and caught fire. Injured and trapped by his seatbelt, he believed he was going to die. Then a teenage girl climbed down the icy slope, smashed a window with a rock, cut his belt with a pocket knife, and dragged him away seconds before flames swallowed the car. She stayed until an ambulance came, then disappeared before his family could thank her. He remembered only her first name and broken sun pendant. For years he tried to find her. Alina stared back at him until he mentioned the wreck. Then memory returned. She had been 17, terrified and shivering in the snow. She had never thought of herself as brave. She had simply seen a man trapped inside a burning car and refused to walk away. She had no idea that stranger would become Adrian Harrow, founder of a powerful property company, and husband of the woman who had just slapped her. The ballroom fell silent again. Adrian told Celeste and the stunned guests that Alina was the reason he was alive. He had spent years wondering what became of the girl who saved him. Now she stood before him in a waitress uniform, apologizing after being humiliated for protecting his wife's handbag. Alina did not demand money or revenge. She quietly said she needed her job and wanted to finish her shift. Her words seemed to shame the room. People who had watched without interfering lowered their eyes. Celeste's face changed. For the first time, she seemed to see Alina not as a server, but as a woman carrying a family and a history she knew nothing about. Adrian asked the manager to bring ice for Alina's cheek and sat with her away from the crowd. Slowly, she told him about Rosa's failing heart, Matteo, the bills, and the nursing degree she had abandoned. Adrian listened. Then he told her his family foundation would pay for Rosa's treatment and cover the rest of Alina's nursing education. She would owe him nothing. It was not charity. It was gratitude he had carried for 15 years. Celeste began to cry. Her apology came without excuses. She admitted that wealth had made her careless about how she saw people who served her. She had guarded a handbag worth thousands while forgetting the worth of the person standing beside it. Alina did not offer instant forgiveness. She simply told Celeste that forgiveness could take time, but change could begin immediately. And it did. Months later, Alina reduced her hotel shifts and returned to nursing school. Rosa received the treatment she needed. Matteo proudly told everyone that his mother was going to work in a hospital. Adrian helped without turning her gratitude into an obligation. Celeste changed in quieter ways. She learned workers' names, stopped speaking down to people, and became generous when no one important was watching. 2 years later, on Alina's graduation day, Rosa sat in the front row with tears streaming down her face. Matteo nearly knocked his mother over when he ran into her arms. Adrian and Celeste sat several rows behind them. When Alina looked over, Celeste placed one hand over her heart. No expensive gift passed between them. None was needed. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it, subscribe to Loyal Hearts, and leave a comment. Every interaction helps this message reach someone who may be one impatient moment away from judging a stranger they know nothing about. And before the ending, please comment this line: "A person's worth is never measured by the uniform they wear," because that night was never really about a designer bag. It was about how easily status can blind us and how little we know about the people standing in front of us. The hand Celeste believed was unworthy to touch her handbag was the same hand that had once pulled her husband from a burning car. So remember this: treat people with dignity before you know their story, not after. You may never know what they have survived, what they have sacrificed, or whose life they once saved when no one was watching.